American lasagna is comfort food for me. Rehydrated noodles covered in canned tomato sauce and sauteed ground beef. Every family has their own special lasagna recipe. Mine uses spinach because I have a hard time getting all of us to eat our greens. Blooming your spices is a technique of heating dried spice with oil or water to enhance the flavor. Most straight spices take on a totally different profile after blooming them. I start blooming my black pepper by heating it up or roasting it in a pan and then grinding it into a powder and then blooming it again with butter. Dicing onion makes the flavor more intense while hiding the onion in the sauce as it cooks down. The taste is there, but you don't see it. I'm dicing half a large onion to get about 1/4 cup. Garlic paste flavors meld much better than chopped garlic clove. It infuses the flavor throughout the whole dish, especially in sauces. A drizzle of oil helps saute and caramelize the onions to bring out the sweet flavor and cut out the bitterness. After the onions start to sizzle, add in the garlic paste. Add about a teaspoon of black pepper, a teaspoon of garlic powder to the sauteed onions. Just as the onions start to sweat, throw in your ground beef and start to brown it, and make sure you break it up. A sauce should be smooth and creamy, not thick and chunky. Add in your spaghetti sauce and then fill the jar with some water, about half full, and get all the sauce out of the jar, and add the water into the ground beef. Let's cover it up and let it simmer down to bring out all the flavor. Start chopping up the spinach. I roll it into bunches and slice it nice and thin to make sure to get the stems cut down so that it's not stringy and chewy. Blanching spinach with hot water instead of boiling the spinach keeps it from getting mushy. At the same time, allows you to pull out the water inside the spinach as you squeeze it out. After squeezing the water out of the spinach, I add ricotta cheese and a couple of eggs. Okay, maybe 3 instead of a couple. And then sprinkle some garlic salt, black pepper, seasoned salt, and Italian seasoning. This is the beginning of a beautiful relationship that becomes the ricotta spinach filling. Add 1/4 cup of breadcrumbs as a binder, and then add cheese, about 1/4 cup. I'm using Gruyere cheese. Sorry Italy, but the Swiss can make some pretty good cheese too. Agree to disagree. Yeah, I'll give it a good mix and let's try to get that consistency of soft dough. Boil your lasagna pasta al dente and then drop it in ice water bath to stop the cooking. I want it stiff, not cooked soft. As it bakes, it's going to get even softer and absorb the sauce and flavors from the cheesy spinach layer and sauce. Start the layers with sauce and then noodles and then spinach cheese layer and then sauce and more noodles and more spinach cheese layer. I heard it has to be at least 3 layers to be considered lasagna. The final layer are these mozzarella medallions that are going to melt to yummy goodness on top. And into the oven she goes at 400 degrees for 20 minutes. After 20 minutes or so, pull her out and let her rest. A good lasagna needs a little rest before she can be enjoyed.